Princess Lyra walked through the gardens of Illyria's floating palace. The sun glinted off the crystalline towers, sending rainbows across the marble floors. Illyria was a beautiful world, unlike anything humans had ever known. The air smelled of flowers she had never seen before, and the soft hum of energy fields made the ground feel alive beneath her feet. She liked to escape the palace's strict routines and explore the world outside, even though it was risky. The Illyrian Council always reminded her that humans were unpredictable, and not all visitors could be trusted. But Lyra's curiosity was stronger than her caution. Today something was different. She felt it in the air, a strange tension, as if something important had arrived. The palace doors opened, and a group of Illyrians welcomed a new visitor. Lyra's eyes narrowed as she watched a human step forward. He was tall, with brown hair and calm eyes. He walked with a quiet confidence, not boasting or demanding attention. Yet there was something in his presence that drew everyone's gaze. Lyra felt an unexpected stir inside her. The human's name was Captain Nathan Cole. He was here on a diplomatic mission from Earth, sent to study Illyrian technology and discuss ways to prevent a cosmic disaster that could threaten both their worlds. He was a scientist and an explorer, skilled in both thought and action. But Lyra did not yet know the full depth of his abilities. As the ceremony began, Lyra watched Nathan from the balcony. She felt a strange familiarity in the lines of his face. She frowned and looked away, then back again. Something about him seemed familiar. Her mind raced, trying to place the feeling. She had seen many humans before, but none had left an impression like this. Later, she walked through the gardens, trying to calm her thoughts. The soft wind carried the scent of alien flowers, and the water fountains glimmered in the sunlight. Nathan wandered nearby, studying a holographic map of the planet's surface. Lyra hesitated, then approached him, pretending to be casual. "Captain Cole," she said, her voice steady, though her heart raced. "Do you like Illyria?" Nathan looked up, startled for a moment, then smiled politely. "It's incredible," he said. "I've never seen anything like this. Your technology, it's beautiful. It feels alive." Lyra smiled, but her mind was elsewhere. She felt the memory stirring, a shadow of a moment long ago. When she was a child, she had been trapped in a dangerous storm on a distant planet. The winds had been fierce, tearing at her small body, and she had thought she would never escape. Then a human appeared. Brave and quick, he had shielded her from the storm and carried her to safety. She had never known his name, never even seen his face clearly. But now she wondered. Nathan studied the map, his fingers tracing the paths of rivers and mountains. "Your people have learned to live with the planet," he said quietly. "It's not just technology. It's understanding, respect, connection," Lyra nodded. "We do what we must to survive. But sometimes survival is not enough. We must protect each other even when it is difficult." Nathan looked at her with interest. "I think humans can learn that too. Sometimes we forget, but I've seen the potential." They walked together in silence for a while, each lost in their own thoughts. Lyra wanted to speak, to ask the question that burned in her mind, but fear held her back. What if she was wrong? What if this human was not the one who had saved her? Meanwhile, back in the palace, the Illyrian Council watched the humans with suspicion. Some whispered that humans were unpredictable and dangerous. They did not know Nathan, and they did not trust him. Political tension ran beneath the surface, and Lyra knew she had to be careful. As the sun began to set, Lyra and Nathan reached the edge of the floating gardens. Below them, the ocean shimmered like liquid light, reflecting the golden glow of the evening. Lyra stopped and turned to face him. "Captain Cole," she said, her voice soft.
"Have we met before?"
"Somewhere?" Nathan blinked, confused. "I don't think so. I would remember meeting a princess." Lyra hesitated, searching his face for answers. Her memory was faint but persistent. She saw the figure of a young human, strong and fearless, carrying her through a storm, protecting her from danger. Could this be the same man? She wanted to believe it. Before she could ask more, a sharp alarm echoed across the palace. Red lights flashed, and the hum of energy fields grew louder. Nathan turned to the sky, his eyes narrowing. "What is it?" Lyra demanded. Nathan pulled up a holographic display from his wrist. A rogue asteroid large enough to destroy a city was heading straight for Illyria. "We have very little time," he said. "If we don't act quickly, this planet could be in serious danger." Lyra felt her pulse quicken. This was more than a test. It was a challenge, and Nathan was already thinking ahead, analyzing the trajectory and possible solutions. His mind was sharp, precise, and calm under pressure. She had seen courage before, but there was something different about him, something rare. The council rushed to gather, debating what to do. Some insisted on evacuating the citizens, while others argued that Illyria's technology could handle the threat. Lyra stepped forward. "We cannot simply wait. We must act now," she said. "Captain Cole, I believe your knowledge can help us. Will you work with me?" Nathan nodded, his calm demeanor never faltering. "We'll need to combine your technology with human engineering. It's risky, but I think it can work." They began to plan, moving through the palace corridors toward the command center. Lyra felt a strange thrill as they worked together. There was an energy between them, a silent understanding that words could not capture. She watched him make quick calculations, suggest bold strategies, and adapt to every new piece of information. Hours passed, and the asteroid drew closer. Lyra and Nathan coordinated with Illyrian engineers, directing energy beams, adjusting planetary shields, and recalibrating orbiters. Every second mattered. Every decision could be the difference between survival and destruction. During a brief pause, Lyra finally dared to speak. I feel like I know you. From before. Long ago." Nathan looked at her with curiosity. "Before? How long ago?" Lyra took a deep breath. "When I was a child, I was trapped on a distant planet during a storm. A human saved me. I never saw his face clearly, but I think it might have been you." Nathan froze for a moment, his mind racing through memories buried deep. He remembered a mission decades ago, rescuing a young alien child from a storm on a remote world. The memory was hazy, but it was there. Strong, real, unforgettable. I think you're right," he said finally.
"It was me."
"I didn't know you were the same child." Lyra's eyes widened. The years melted away, and she felt a flood of gratitude and awe. She had been saved by this human, and now he was standing beside her, helping protect her world once again. The asteroid loomed ever closer, and there was no time to dwell on the past. They returned to the task at hand, coordinating the final steps of the defense plan. Energy beams collided with the asteroid, causing it to fracture and shift its trajectory. Illyrian shields held strong, guided by Nathan's calculations and Lyra's command. Finally, with a tremendous burst of light, the asteroid was diverted safely away from the planet. The council cheered, Illyrians embraced one another, and the immediate danger was over. Lyra looked at Nathan, her heart full of respect and wonder. "You were incredible," she said softly, "just as you were before." Nathan smiled, brushing a hand through his hair. "We did it together. Your people, your technology, and some human ingenuity." Lyra nodded. She felt a deep sense of connection, one that spanned years and galaxies. She realized that humans were capable of greatness, of courage and intelligence that could rival any Illyrian. And she understood now, more than ever, why fate had brought him here. As night fell, the stars above Illyria shone brighter than ever. Lyra and Nathan stood together in the gardens watching the sky. A silent promise hung between them, a promise of trust, friendship, and perhaps something more. The memory of the past had returned, but it had also opened the door to a future full of possibilities. For Illyria, for humanity, and for the bond between two very different worlds. And so, under the twin moons of Illyria, Princess Lyra and Captain Nathan Cole began a story that would change the fate of both their worlds forever. The night over Illyria was calm, but the air was charged with the excitement of recent events. The asteroid had been diverted, yet the danger had reminded everyone how fragile life could be. Princess Lyra walked through the palace gardens again, this time accompanied by Captain Nathan Cole. The stars above reflected in the crystal waters below, creating a feeling that the sky itself was celebrating their success. Nathan moved quietly beside her, still analyzing the data from their asteroid diversion. "The trajectory shift worked," he said. "But we were lucky. A few minutes later and the shields might not have held." Lyra nodded. "It was close. Too close. But we survived. And now I know why you are here." She glanced at him, her eyes reflecting both gratitude and wonder. "You saved me once before, and now you helped save my world." Nathan looked at her with quiet humility. "I didn't do it alone. You and your people guided me. You showed me how to use your technology. That made the difference." Lyra smiled. There was something in Nathan's calm, steady confidence that made her feel safe. She realized that humans, though small and fragile compared to Illyrians, had a strength she had never fully appreciated before. Courage, ingenuity, determination, these qualities shone brightly in Nathan. The next morning, the palace was busy with activity. Illyrian engineers, scientists, and soldiers were preparing for diplomatic meetings with humans and other nearby civilizations. Lyra and Nathan were summoned to the council chamber. The council members, elders of Illyria, looked stern, but the relief in their eyes was clear. "Captain Cole," said High Chancellor Varen, "your actions saved countless lives. We are grateful. Illyria owes you a debt we may never fully repay." Nathan shook his head. "I just did what anyone would do, and Princess Lyra's guidance was crucial. Without her, I could not have succeeded." Lyra felt pride swell inside her. She had always known humans were capable of bravery, but seeing it firsthand had changed her perspective. She realized that humans were not only survivors but innovators, able to adapt and overcome in ways even Illyrians could admire. After the council meeting, Lyra led Nathan to a quieter part of the palace, a secluded terrace overlooking the ocean. The early morning sun made the waves sparkle like scattered diamonds. "I want to understand more about you," she said. "The human who saved me as a child, and the one who saved my world. How did you become so capable?" Nathan smiled faintly. "I don't think I'm special. Humans face challenges every day and we learn to find solutions. Sometimes the unexpected pushes us to do things we never thought we could." He paused, then added softly, "And sometimes fate brings people together for a reason." Lyra's heart quickened. She remembered the storm from her childhood, the fear and the sudden safety in the arms of a stranger. That human had shown her kindness and courage, qualities she had never forgotten. And now standing beside him again, she realized that some bonds could survive time and distance, even across galaxies. The peaceful moment was interrupted by an urgent alert. A scout ship had detected unusual activity on the edge of Illyria's system. "We should investigate," Nathan said immediately, already moving toward the communication console. Lyra followed, her curiosity and sense of duty aligned with his. "What do you think it is?" she asked. "Could be nothing," Nathan replied cautiously. "Or it could be a threat. Either way, we need to know before it reaches populated areas." Together they boarded a small, agile ship designed for quick travel and reconnaissance. As they flew through the atmosphere, the landscape of Illyria stretched below them in breathtaking beauty. Floating islands, shimmering forests, and oceans that reflected the sky like glass. The scout ship approached the edge of the system, where a cluster of asteroids and debris floated silently. Nathan scanned the area, his fingers flying over the controls. "There," he said. "Sensors are picking up a vessel. It's unlike anything I've seen." Lyra leaned closer, her eyes wide. "An alien ship?" Nathan nodded. "Yes, but its design. It's primitive in some ways, yet advanced in others. Whoever built it knows our technology, or has studied it carefully." The ship's systems began to beep urgently. The vessel was moving toward Illyria. "We need to intercept it before it gets closer," Nathan said. "Lyra, I'll need your guidance on their defenses." Lyra took a deep breath. "Follow me. I know the patterns of their energy fields. We can use the terrain to our advantage." Flying in tight formation, Nathan and Lyra coordinated their ship through narrow canyons and above floating mountains. Lyra's knowledge of Illyrian energy currents allowed them to approach the alien vessel undetected. Nathan used his engineering expertise to analyze weaknesses in the ship's structure. As they prepared to engage, the vessel emitted a strange signal. Nathan's systems tried to interpret it. "It's a warning," he said. "They're intelligent, but they may not understand Illyrian intentions." Lyra nodded. "We must act carefully. If we attack without reason, we could start a conflict we cannot control." Nathan's respect for her wisdom deepened. Illyrians were known for their intelligence, but Lyra combined it with empathy, seeing not just the immediate threat but the consequences of their actions. He admired her courage and judgment. They moved closer, and a sudden burst of light came from the alien vessel. Energy shields flared, and a loud vibration shook their ship. Nathan held the controls steady. "They're testing us," he said calmly. "We need to respond with precision, not force." Lyra guided him through a series of maneuvers, using the planet's magnetic fields to redirect energy bursts away from their ship. Nathan calculated angles and power distributions, adjusting in real time. Together, they created a perfect balance of defense and approach. Finally, they reached a point where they could communicate. Lyra activated a translator device, sending a message of peace. "We mean no harm. We are here to understand you." The alien vessel paused. A hatch opened, revealing a small team of humanoid aliens. They gestured, and the translator picked up their words. "We were sent to monitor Illyria. We were unaware of your defenses. We seek dialogue," Nathan exhaled in relief. "See? Patience works better than immediate attack." Lyra smiled. "And compassion. Sometimes courage is knowing when to fight and when to listen." The aliens agreed to retreat and observe peacefully. Illyria was safe once again, and Nathan and Lyra had prevented a potential conflict without firing a single weapon. The teamwork, trust, and understanding between them had made all the difference. Back at the palace, Lyra reflected on the events. She realized that humans had qualities that Illyrians could admire and learn from. Nathan had demonstrated bravery, intelligence, and compassion, all in moments of extreme pressure. He had saved her as a child, saved her planet, and now had shown her the potential of humanity in a new light. Nathan, too, felt a deep respect for Illyrians. He had seen their advanced technology and strategic thinking, but it was Lyra's leadership, courage, and insight that had made the difference. He understood now that humans and Illyrians, working together, could face challenges that neither could overcome alone. That evening, as the twin moons rose over Illyria, Lyra and Nathan stood on the palace balcony, watching the oceans shimmer under the soft light. Lyra turned to him. "I never imagined I would meet the human who saved me, not just once, but twice." Nathan smiled, a quiet, humble expression. "Life has a way of bringing people together when they are needed most." Lyra's eyes shone with gratitude and admiration. "And now I believe humans are capable of so much more than we ever realized. You have shown me that courage and intelligence can come in any form, even small and fragile ones like yours." Nathan laughed softly. "Fragile? I've been called worse, but thank you. That means a lot coming from you." Lyra stepped closer. "I want our worlds to work together, to learn from each other. Humans have strength, creativity, and ingenuity. Illyrians have wisdom, technology, and experience. Together, we can face anything." Nathan nodded. "I agree. And I'll do whatever I can to help. Not because it's my duty, but because I believe in the people here, and in you." Lyra felt a warmth in her chest, a connection that went beyond words. The bond they shared, forged by destiny and strengthened by trust and courage, was rare and precious. It was a promise of hope for both their worlds. The stars above Illyria glimmered like a million tiny beacons. Lyra and Nathan knew that the future was uncertain, but they also knew that together they could face anything. The memory of the storm that had once threatened her life now seemed like a distant shadow, replaced by the light of newfound friendship, respect, and the possibility of a stronger alliance between humans and Illyrians. And so, under the twin moons, a human and an alien princess began a journey that would not only change their lives, but also shape the destiny of two worlds. One life saved had become a lifetime of trust, courage, and the promise of a brighter future for all.